Yeah, Greg, we just stepped outside the 40th floor office building here, the Municipal Tower in downtown Seattle, where this meeting is underway with the Seattle Department of Ethics and Elections. Inside, Seattle Councilmember Lorena Gonzalez, who once upon a time took donations from Amazon and Vulcan, but is now railing on their donations in this election, appearing before this commission to push her PAC legislation.
My corporate PAC bill says no to corporate greed and corruption.
Lorena Gonzalez is not up for re-election, but now, on two separate occasions, she has stood with candidates who are, and who are also in races where big money is now being spent.
We are not for sale.
Amazon has chipped in close to $1.5 million to a chamber-backed political action committee, which is donating big to pro-business candidates, like Heidi Wills in D6, where personal and independent donations have topped $1 million, or Egan Orion in D3, where he's had a nearly 7-digit boost. Gonzalez aims to target companies with foreign shareholders, like the one with the spheres, for making donations, and would cap others at $5,000.
Admittedly, there are some politics at play with Election Day in the city of Seattle and across the state coming up on Tuesday of next week. It's not clear exactly the steps in this process, although the Ethics and Election Commission is normally where people go to complain about campaign contributions. We were inside, heard Gonzalez get a little bit of pushback from one member of the commission who believed that this was not a constitutional ordinance, that there were issues with singling out one group versus, say, a labor union, which in this election here in Seattle, there are a couple that have also donated big money. Any sort of ordinance on PACs would have to get approved by the council and the mayor, and then would likely face a court challenge. So we are a long way from having anything here in the city of Seattle. That's the story for now on the 40th floor of the Seattle's Municipal Tower. I'm Chris Daniels, King 5 News.